As for Irina, she just defeated all the losers in the first round. Exhausted and without rest, 90% of the losers in the second round came to challenge her again. This really is trying to make people lose from exhaustion. Soma is still sulking because he doesn't know if his dish is more expensive than Aishi's. Speaking of which, what about Jindo? That fierce woman was also invited to participate, but she doesn't care. Jindo is only interested in rare ingredients, and it seems that the ingredients are becoming rare because of the excessive hunting of a certain group of people. It's said to be related to the underworld, so Aishi's return this time is to help his friend find out about it. The second gate has been opened and they're moving into the third gate. Here, some noir chefs have been specially granted passage. We don't know their strength yet, but their outfits are scary. Suddenly, the organizer of the competition appears on the big screen. She wants to give an additional reward to the winner, becoming her personal chef. People who don't know might not think anything of it, but if you know, you'll see how wonderful that is. She's a big shot in the culinary world. Just cooking for her meetings would bring in a huge salary. This seems to be the most attractive invitation ever for the chefs here. There's another request. She wants to see the strength of those noir guys right now. I don't know why they're carrying a chainsaw. But why noir? The organizer of this competition says she's traveled the world eating every delicious dish, and now she's bored with the dishes of mainstream chefs. Recently, she's heard about the noir chefs serving in the underworld and is very curious. She wants to see the truth behind those stories. Now let's see how the chefs in the underworld will cook. The prepared ingredient is a regular piece of meat. How will she process it to turn it into a fine dish? Looking at the preliminary steps, there's nothing different, but the main highlight is the chainsaw she uses. She calls it her cooking knife, but any way you look at it, it's a dangerous weapon. She suddenly cuts up the piece of meat she just processed. But she's not destroying it. On the contrary, that's how she makes her dish perfect. On the outside, it looks no different from a regular grilled dish, but when you eat it, it's completely different. You can clearly feel the salty and sweet taste of each strand of meat. Not to mention, there are very special flavors interspersed within. The secret is in the chainsaw she uses. It's been seasoned with spices. She skillfully puts them into each strand of meat without ruining the dish. It sounds exaggerated, but it's true. No one in real life would dare to do this. Although it's unbelievable, this dish is too delicious. It's on a different level compared to ordinary mainstream chefs. It seems that after eating this dish, no one can confidently stand up to compete with them. Will this game quickly come to an end? Next is a bizarre clown from Noir. He prepares the meat as if he's performing a circus act, doing everything very quickly and skillfully. He's obviously doing something shady to fool the viewers. The secret lies in the round pot he uses. He spins it quickly and evenly, creating pressure inside that cooks the meat. This way, the meat will cook in a completely different way from ordinary pressure cookers. It's called a human-powered tuna, guys. Even Soma has to admit that the dish will definitely be delicious without even trying it. Next is another equally bizarre character. This one focuses on the deliciousness of blood. He can turn any kind of blood into extraordinarily delicious food. There are some dishes in French cuisine that use blood, but this guy is on a completely different level. All the noir chefs who came here have cooking methods that are unique to them. They are all masters in some respect, including that Miss Bunny or whatever. I thought she would cook a light dish, but no way. What's with the bulging muscles and the use of a guillotine? But I have to admit that the slices of meat are thinner than writing paper. The taste must reach the extreme of perfection. See? Successful people always have their own way. All the noir chefs have been approved without a single minus point. Now it's the turn of the mainstream chefs. Aishi also thinks that he just needs to create an outstanding dish. Aldini and Megumi have also come up with a unique dish. Hopefully, they can succeed in competing with the noir chefs. Aishi is impeccable. His technique of communicating with ingredients lets him know exactly what he should do with them. But other than the people from Tatsuki Academy, almost everyone else is shaking their heads in despair. What kind of competition is this where the organizer and the participants are so strange? What about Soma? He's still thinking because he doesn't have those special knives to process. Okay, Soma decides to make something really delicious. And then the results come very quickly. All 4 people from Tatsuki Academy pass and enter the final round, the round to find out who is the champion. There isn't a competition list for the contestants to prepare in advance. It's like taking a literature exam where you have to study everything because you don't know which topic will come up. Meanwhile, Irina has just won against all the losers in the second round, but she doesn't get any rest. 99% of the losers in the third round come to seek another opportunity. Can Irina hold on any longer? Let's get to the first match of the final qualifying round. It sounds illusory, but whatever. From now on, they will compete one-on-one to find the most talented person. In the first match, the chainsaw girl, Sage, will be Soma's opponent. I don't know if it will be okay to fight in the first match. But no matter what, he can't lose. He has to win the championship, not because he wants to cook for the organizer, but because he wants to take revenge on all the people who have defeated him. Asahi, the one who is here, is among them. First, he has to defeat all his subordinates. The first match has the theme of Christmas cake. Everything has been strange from the beginning, so when I hear about this theme in the middle of summer, I'm no longer surprised. The match begins. Sage uses her chainsaw again to replace the mixer. However, this time she has changed the saw blade to suit each dish. Even so, this is still an art in cooking that has never been known before. The chainsaw is not enough. She also uses a sledgehammer to crush chocolate. Oh my god, how can you treat ingredients like that? Couldn't you just break them normally? Finally, there's the baking stage. Instead of waiting in the oven for a long time, Sage uses a bomb. That's right, you didn't miss here. The temperature from the explosion will complete her cake. Everyone witnessed a cooking show that couldn't be more flamboyant. After the explosion, Soma is nowhere to be seen. Could he have been blown away by the bomb? No, he was just leisurely buying something at the convenience store. That's really surreal. Sage's Christmas cake has been unveiled. It looks very attractive, and the taste must be very delicious. Indeed, although it's processed in a very violent way, each bite of the cake is very light and elegant. Not only that, they can also feel the way it's made. The sounds of explosions in the mouth and the overflowing milk are just like how Sage used a bomb to bake the cake. She used all the fragments to decorate the cake, making it even more special. A cake with nothing to criticize. However, the one who submits first is always the loser. Let's see what kind of cake Soma will win with. He went to the convenience store to buy a chainsaw for a solo battle, but looking closely, it's just a wooden ice cream spoon. You're tempting me to chop off your head. Soma proceeds to make his summer Christmas cake. He declares that he will create the most delicious cake for this bizarre theme. Because it's a live cooking competition, many special recipes are shown, and everyone is amazed by Soma's boldness in combining ingredients. He also uses red charcoal to bake the cake, which will make the cake much softer and fluffier than a regular oven. After just a moment, Soma's cake is complete. It looks like it has more artistry than the other cake. Let's see what its flavor will be. Not only did he create a unique shape with a log, but Soma also added 2 firecrackers on top, for some unknown purpose. He broke the wooden spoon in half to create rough patterns for the log. That small thing has created a work of art. Now, let's taste what it tastes like. At this moment, his father, Saiba, is also watching his son through the big screen. Of course, he doesn't think his son will win against the top-class chefs of Noir. But that's other people's children, not his own. The first judge has just tasted it and feels like he's in heaven, saved by God, and arrived in a new land where there's this amazing cake everywhere he goes. The others also can't resist one by one. They feel that there's something very strange inside this cake that they can't figure out. A sweet and delicious taste, without being greasy. That's because Soma made the cake without using sugar, a very difficult method to implement. The reason is because it's summer. If sugar is used, the sweet taste will be very heavy and bring a hot and uncomfortable feeling. Soma uses the sweetness from fruits, which will bring a light and refreshing feeling. Those things are hard to believe, but Soma has really done it. It seems that it will be difficult for the judges to evaluate because the two seem to be equal. Sage doesn't believe that Soma made a cake that's on par with hers. The ingredients he used at the convenience store are too ordinary. Yeah, it's not the same level, it's just better. Okay? His cake still has the firecrackers on top that haven't been used. Soma just pulled the pin, and something just broke. It's still the familiar transformation trick that he's done many times, but no 2 times are the same. They're all like new. The shimmering cream flows down and spreads evenly across the cake through the lines that Soma has drawn. It looks very artistic. Another reason for Soma not to use sugar is that in this newly frosted cake, he wants everyone to feel the sourness of the tangerine and the bitterness of the coffee more clearly. That's why it's refreshing and very suitable for summer. Compared to a cake like that, Sage doesn't stand a chance. Although Soma only heard a few baking theory classes, he is where he is today thanks to his father, Saiba. Before he entered Tatsuki, his father stuffed his head with unique knowledge and always made him make dishes that seemed impossible. And Soma did very well. So, even though it's just a small, ordinary store, the chefs and their dishes are not ordinary at all. Seeing that Sage doesn't seem to believe it, he invites her to take a bite and lose willingly. Don't be bitter. Sure enough, it's on a completely different level. Her body has never reacted so violently before. It's similar to the feeling when she ate Asahi's dish. He was the one who saved her and put her on the path to becoming a Noir chef. Now, she admits defeat. The cake is so delicious that Sage trembles and collapses. Winning the opening match was too easy for Soma. Good job, son. It seems like Aishi's turn is next. His opponent is none other than the leader of Noir, Asahi. Just now, he didn't intend to fight Aishi and asked another member of Noir, but it seems that these guys aren't as loyal as Sage, so no one wanted to help. I don't think someone as strong as him would be afraid to face Aishi. As always, he wants to bet with his opponent. If he wins, he'll take Aishi's special knife. For a chef, of course, a personal knife is something to be proud of. Aishi doesn't understand why he wants it, but losing it would be a great humiliation for a chef. He thinks he just needs to try his best not to lose. The theme is chicken, and the second match begins. At this moment, Soma is fighting an intense inner battle. He wants to fight Asahi, but he doesn't want his senior to lose. Well, let's just wait and see who brings up the dish first, and that person loses. It's that simple. But worrying is useless, so let's just sit and watch them cook. Aishi is still immersing himself in cooking in a relaxed and comfortable way. After so much time, his skills have surpassed what they were before. Not only does he understand the ingredients better, but now Aishi is also like becoming one with them. No one understands himself better than himself. But don't underestimate the opponent. This Asahi is not someone to be trifled with either. He just pulled out a lot of special knives that are incredibly bizarre. Perhaps he only intended to borrow the knives just now, but because they didn't help, there was a quick battle, and now he owns them all. Asahi has a skill similar to copying. When he holds someone's knife, he will acquire that person's skills and use it skillfully to an unbelievable degree. That's why he criticized Soma's knife, because he already has his father's knife. Above all, he can use two different knives in both hands to combine them and create a special dish. It's as if the more knives he has, the more versions this guy has to use flexibly. Why is there a skill from Chinese sorcerers in a cooking movie like this? How can anyone play against that? After a while, almost both of them finished their dishes at the same time. Both dishes look delicious and eye-catching, but you guys can predict who the winner is in this match, right? The judges decided to try Asahi's dish first. The grilled spring chicken made everyone who tasted it explode with its flavor. I don't know why the judges didn't talk much about this dish and switched to Aishi's dish. In the previous round, he made a high-class dish with only the ingredients at the convenience store. How delicious can it be this time? It's on a completely different level from before. This is food for God, for the deity. Humans are not worthy to eat it. It's so light and elegant that everyone is saved. Just when it seemed that Aishi had a sure win, there was a comeback. Although Aishi made better use of what the ingredients offered, the dish was very delicious, but for some reason, after eating it, the examiner only craved Asahi's dish. How did he do that? The secret lies in the knives he uses. The highlight that makes others crave it is blood, turning pig blood and chicken blood into something delicious and becoming a highlight hidden deep inside the roast chicken. Using many skills of the top chefs at Noir, he has created a unique dish that surpasses the boundaries of class. There are no words to describe it anymore. Ignoring the taboos, this is the food served in the underworld. Aishi has lost completely, and now the skill of communicating with ingredients that he spent his youth cultivating has fallen into the hands of another. It's very frustrating, but there's nothing he can do. Soma vows that he will avenge his senior. That guy didn't take his knife, and he will use it again to win. Let's move on to Aldini's next match. The theme this time is a team battle, so they're allowed to call in support to cook with them. It seems that the other guy has a lot of teammates. However, Aldini only needs his younger brother. These two brothers have been very famous recently. It's just that it's almost time for the competition, but his younger brother still hasn't shown up. It's likely that this guy's people have played a trick so that he can't come. Of course, it's not serious enough to be murder because this is just a normal cooking competition. Aldini's friends also split up to look for him, but strangely enough, even if they follow the map, they always end up in a dead end. Something weird is happening here. It's time for the competition, but his younger brother still hasn't appeared, and the opponent keeps teasing him, making him feel angry. Aldini knows it's their trick, but he doesn't know what to do. The match is still going on. He calls out his super product teammates. I know it's been a long time since I went to the eye doctor, but if my eyes are still normal, then it seems like this is a bunch of sissies, right? Why are they dressing and talking like they're gay? That old man's taste is really salty. He's only picking up weird things. However, that's not the important issue in cooking. He starts directing his subordinates to make the dish while Aldini can only stand and watch. But I have to admit that these guys are working hard, but is this a bar? Why are they using this technique? Could they be making the sauce this way? The old man says he's going to make a fruit smoothie, such a simple dish. Why call so many people to make it so elaborate? Is he planning to invite all the viewers here or what? But no, it's all just for the 3 judges here, and the 3 smoothies he brings up are really special. In the drink shops, people at most make 3 layers that are very special. Why do his cups look like hundreds of layers? More importantly, even with that, the appearance is still very beautiful and luxurious. He says to enjoy the 3 cups in order and make sure to eat each cup in only 10 seconds. Will that affect the taste? Even though they're cut into small pieces, why are they still sticking together? The taste is also very captivating and fresh. If you can eat this in the summer, you can replace rice with it. The taste has all kinds, from fruits to herbs to vegetables. It's like you're being strolled in an ecological garden full of nutrients from nature. Each cup expresses its own deliciousness. Each layer in it also expresses its own essence. I don't know how to describe it, but this is really a one-of-a-kind smoothie that exceeds all expectations. No shop can make a smoothie that is more delicious than this. The secret lies in this group's shaker. The inside is specially designed so that each shake creates a layer. If this is a battle about the number of flavors, then this old man is overwhelmingly ahead. If he's so confident about winning, why did he have to kidnap Aldini's younger brother? Now that he doesn't have a supporter, he can't compete with this hateful old man. Just then, Soma walks in. It turns out that not only his younger brother, but Aldini's friends can also support him very well, at any time. If you have to kidnap all of his friends, it will take a lot of effort. Is this old man afraid of losing that he's objecting so fiercely? To make things fair, the organizer herself will review this. The purpose of this team match is for the contestants to fully show their abilities, so even if they change supporters, it doesn't matter. So, Soma will support Aldini in this match, and it's almost certain that they'll win, guys. The old man confidently says that he has already researched Aldini. If he doesn't have his younger brother to perform his famous special move with that knife, he can't compete with his dish. However, he was wrong. Soma can also use that huge knife skillfully. These two are too busy arguing to care about what the old man is saying. I don't know if leaving them like this is okay. Seeing Megumi worried, the two laugh as if nothing is wrong. There's only a little time left. Will they be able to make a dish that can defeat the old man? Of course, they can if both of them are highly focused. Then, the two of them make the crowd exclaim non-stop. The speed of their coordination is so fast that the naked eye can't keep up. Look at what they've just prepared. Aldini with his spinning knife technique that's like a whirlwind, but every cut is precise. This is too familiar. It's Soma's turn. It's unbelievable that he can also use it like a stamping machine that cuts with speed and precision. This is what the old man didn't expect. That's because in the summer of that year, Soma and Aldini spent their youth competing in cooking, and of course, Soma challenged him using Aldini's signature knife. The two of them couldn't determine the winner, but both of them improved a lot during that time. That's why Soma uses this knife so skillfully, coordinating with Aldini no less than his younger brother. After a while, the two of them finished the smoothie. It looks like one color, but it's not. It's 2 colors, yin and yang, the 5 elements. I don't know what it means. At first, the judges tried each side one at a time, not daring to combine them because they wanted to feel each flavor. Sure enough, each side shows a very unique and characteristic flavor. They didn't think that combining them would create a delicious dish. Everyone thought that the two of them cooked without coordination and couldn't be as good as the Aldini brothers combined. But looking at the faces of these two guys, does anyone see that they're losing confidence? If anyone has any doubts about this dish, they can taste it for themselves. The old man and the 3 judges decided to try combining the 2 flavors together. A completely new flavor explodes in their mouths, and there's even the taste of soft-shell turtle. In short, they couldn't believe that they could combine so perfectly. Never in their lives have they tasted such a different feeling. The judges' reaction makes the entire stage stir with curiosity about the taste. The old man also can't believe his tongue anymore. It's irrational that those flavors, which weren't meant for each other, can now combine to create a masterpiece. Although he doesn't understand why, this is the undeniable truth. He has completely failed in this battle in every aspect. The number of people doesn't mean anything either. Just then, they also received a new report. The chef who fought single-handedly against all the losers, Irina, has won after all 3 rounds. Perhaps now she is officially in the final round to participate with Soma's group. Irina alone did not give any other chef a second chance. All lost wholeheartedly to the one with God's tongue. After 3 consecutive tiring matches, she didn't want to answer the concerns from her friends anymore. Irina went straight to the tower where the final match was taking place. She must get there and win. Sure enough, Irina still had the strength to fight, another easy victory for her, but everyone noticed that she was different from usual. Could it be that the battle was too fierce, causing her to change her temperament? The next match is Megumi's turn. Her opponent is a talented chef from Noir. That scary mask must have just come down the mountain to practice. He is Duyoang. quite famous in the underworld culinary world. The knife that he uses is also quite strange. It's a set of claws, and according to the tradition of the family, it is used for assassination missions, not for cooking like now. What a great price/performance ratio, right? Let's see how both of them will handle a quick meal that must be completed in 15 minutes. Duyoang uses his technique to quickly remove tendons in the meat. Not only that, but he also skillfully infuses the spices that have been prepared in each claw. If you don't have a good foundation from the family, ordinary people can't do that. Moreover, his forte is using the toxins in the ingredients to turn them into delicacies. I don't know what dish he will make with this theme. But it doesn't matter what dish it is because the winner is Megumi. She simply made a mixed fried rice, and that's it, a victory that couldn't be easier. I had to remember that hard to remember name, but it was only mentioned once. So, the final match of the qualifying round has ended. The next day will be the next round. However, from yesterday until now, no one in Soma's group has met Irina to ask about it. Perhaps she's depressed because of this competition, or she's hiding an ace card that she doesn't want to reveal. Either way, it makes people very curious. I don't understand why Soma thinks that Irina is in the castle to talk to the organizer, but that's exactly the case, but they're not cheating on anything. On the contrary, Irina came to declare that she will be the champion of this competition. The organizer deliberately made things difficult to eliminate her but failed. Soma's group standing outside heard the whole story. The organizer of this competition is none other than Irina's mother, Mana. Originally, she didn't want Irina to participate in this competition because she didn't want the appearance of that god's tongue. Having it in her body is already a greater advantage than other chefs. The daughter declared straight to her mother, "You just wait, I will win for you to see," and then she walked out without even looking at her friends. You spit or I spit. After that, everyone witnessed an unfavorable scene. Mana has to absorb nutrients through and for drip. Could it be that she can't eat anymore? She also told Aldini, Irina's opponent tomorrow, "Do everything you can to remove God's tongue from this game." Everyone doesn't understand why Mana said that. Could it be that the two mothers and daughters hate each other to such an extent? But the underlying reason is not like that. Mana also possesses the god's tongue inherited from the family, but it is also a double-edged sword that puts her in the situation she is now in. That tongue makes too high demands, so she only wants to vomit whatever she eats. So now it's best not to use that tongue to eat anymore. It quickly came time to fight each other. Today, the two matches of the second round will take place at the same time. On one side is the confrontation between friends, and on the other, Megumi faces the most difficult opponent ever, Asahi, the leader of the Noir Chef group. The unprecedented tension makes the friends not know who to cheer for. They just hope that both of them can show their full potential so that there are no regrets. Before the match began, Asahi and Irina had a private conversation. Megumi wanted to talk to Irina, so she accidentally overheard the conversation. Roughly, this Asahi guy had learned about Mana's true identity. He said that he would win this competition and satisfy Irina as she wanted, raising God's tongue to a new level. Although she doesn't like her mother very much, but when someone messes with her family, she can't let it go. Irina warned him not to dream of winning this competition because she herself is the one who will do it. After saying that, she left. Megumi was worried about her friend, so she spoke up, but this Asahi didn't pay attention to her and didn't say much. Megumi had to propose a shokyuchi with him. If Asahi loses, he will have to leave and not harm Irina anymore. Conversely, he also wants her to stop playing with Irina if she loses. This already tense match is even more tense. The match quickly begins. Aldini doesn't need to rely on his younger brother and will fight on his own. But I don't understand why she has a frown on her face and is uncomfortable, talking like she wants to punch each other in the face. In Megumi's arena, they will use this cheap ingredient to prepare a fine dish. Asahi took out the two knives of the one that Megumi defeated. He will use those knives to win. Irina and Aldini will compete with lamb.